مرحبا أعزائي طلاب الصف السادس الإعدادي. اليوم راح نشرح مسرحية As You Like It by ويليام شكسبير. مسرحية كما تشاء للكاتب المشهور ويليام شكسبير. تعد هاي المسرحية من أفضل أعمال ويليام شكسبير الكوميدية، اللي راح نشرح الشخصيات الرئيسية حتى تكون عندنا فكرة واضحة عن المسرحية. الشخصية الرئيسية روزلاند، اللي من خلالها راح نعرف الشخصيات البقية. Her cousin and best friend سيليا، بنت عمها وصديقتها اسمها سيليا. روزلاند تقع في حب الشاب أورلاندو الشقيق الأصغر لأوليفر، اللي يصير صراع بيناتهم بعد وفاة والدهم. روزلاند's father ديوك سينيور، والد روزلاند ديوك سينيور، and Celia's father ديوك فريدريك. الآن راح ننتقل إلى شخصيات أخرى، اللي هي الشخصية عندنا هنا تاتشستون and جاكس. الرواية تتكلم عن الخير والشر، اللي يتمثل الصراع بين الخير والشر بين أورلاندو وأوليفر. أورلاندو وأوليفر يصير صراع بيناتهم بعد وفاة والدهم. أوليفر الأخ الأكبر لأورلاندو يمنعه من التعليم. أوليفر يحاول يتخلص من أخوه أورلاندو من خلال الحارس الشخصي، اللي راح تكون بيناتهم مصارعة.
Sir Roland de Boys he leaves behind two sons, Orlando and Oliver.
As the eldest, Oliver receives most of his father's belongings and estate, leaving Orlando with a small amount of coin after their father's passing.
Sir Roland wishes for Orlando to pursue an education, but Sir Oliver refuses to obey their father's last wishes.
And while he sends their other brother, Jaques, to school, he does not allow Orlando to do the same.
Orlando complains to a servant about his situation, swearing he will no longer take this treatment from his older brother.
Oliver, hearing all this, enters the Alm and starts a fight with his younger brother, which becomes physical very quickly as Orlando grabs Times Oliver by the throat.
Are you gonna put your hands on me, you villain?
I'm no villain. I'm the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and if anyone calls his sons villains, they are themselves 3 times a villain. If you weren't my brother, I wouldn't let go of your throat till I pulled your tongue out for saying...
Orlando makes Oliver promise to give him enough money to pursue an education. After being dismissed,
Oliver calls for Charles, the court wrestler. He gives Oliver news that the Duke Senior was replaced by his younger brother.
Duke Frederick and Duke Senior fled to the forest with other noblemen who rebelled.
Senior's daughter, Rosalind, is allowed to remain at court, as she is good friends with Frederick's daughter, Celia.
Charles then reveals that Orlando plans to fight him in the upcoming wrestling match, and he is afraid of hurting him.
If I put my full strength to him, he'll be crushed. I would sooner forfeit than harm the boy.
Oliver gives him full permission to do so.
Break him if you must. I'll bear the blame.
Now I will cause trouble for my silly brother. I hope this will be the end of him. I'm not sure why, but my soul hates him more than anything. He is a nice man. Even though he never went to school, he is very smart and he is very noble. And everyone loves him. Even my own people who know him very well.
Love him and hate me. But not for long. This wrestler will end him for me. All I have to do is convince my brother to fight. Which I will do now.
And after Charles leaves,
he goes over his plan to get rid of Orlando. Stay light on your feet, use his weight against him. Aim for the ribs, not the chin. And when the bell rings,
Orlando wins his fight against Charles. Rosalind and Celia, who had been watching the fight, decide to talk to the champion. Orlando and Rosalind fall in love at first sight, and Rosalind confesses this to Celia. After returning home,
Oliver has plans to kill him.
Then the best thing to do is leave and hide in the Forest of Arden.
Frederick, who now sees Rosalind as a danger to his position in court because of her father, decides to send her away from court.
You will leave my halls before sunset. I will not have treachery fostered under my roof. Go, and do not return.
Celia, who cannot live without her cousin, follows her to the forest, and the court clown, Touchstone, decides to join them.
Rosalind decides that, for their safety, she and Celia must disguise themselves.
She dresses up as a man by the name of Ganymede, and Celia becomes a woman named Aliena. Duke Frederick finds out about his daughter's disappearance and asks his men what happened.
My lord, the court clown, the one you laughed at so often, is also missing. And Hesperia, the princess servant, told us that she secretly overheard.
Your daughter and her cousin are talking about the good looks and manners of the fighter who recently won a bout with the muscular Charles. She believes that, wherever they are, he is surely with them.
Sir Frederick, I am Hesperia, Celia's servant. I want to tell you that I heard Celia and Rosalind talking about Orlando. So I believe Celia and Rosalind are with Orlando.
Is that so?
Frederick orders Oliver to search for his brother in the forest, telling him that if he fails, he will take his land and his belongings.
Celia, along with Touchstone, find two young men talking while exploring the forest.
And decide to listen to their conversation. One of them, a shepherd named Silvius, talks about his love for a woman named Phoebe. His partner Corin tells him that he has loved before and tries to give him advice.
Then you haven't really loved as much as I have. If you can't remember even the smallest stupid thing love has ever made you do, then you haven't loved.
Or if you haven't sat like I am now, boring your listener with compliments of your beloved, then you haven't loved. Or if you haven't left the company of others to be alone, as my passion now makes me do,
then you haven't loved. Oh, Phoebe! Phoebe! Phoebe!
Rosalind, moved by the shepherd's story, says that his broken heart reminded her of her own.
Orlando and his servant Adam arrive in the forest. Adam is weak and very hungry, and Orlando promises to find food for the both of them.
He finds a group of men drinking and eating.
It is Duke Sr. and his men who invite both Adam and Orlando to join the group for a meal.
Here, friend.
Bread, still warm from the fire.
My thanks, kind sirs.
And a bowl of stew to go with it.
Heaven bless you. It smells a feast.
Sir Frederick, I couldn't find Orlando.
I give you a year, and I will keep your lands and belongings until Orlando is finally found.
Meanwhile, Orlando, who is unable to forget Rosalind, Ganymede, runs through the forest of Arden, hanging poems he wrote about her on every tree.
Oh, Rosalind, these trees will be my books, and I will write my thoughts in their bark. This way, everyone who looks around this forest will see your beauty described everywhere. Run, run, Orlando. Write in every tree verses about the beautiful, the pure, the indescribable Rosalind.
Rosalind and Celia eventually find the poems.
I had seen Orlando hanging them on the trees.
Rosalind asks many questions about love until Orlando enters. I'd like to talk with Orlando in person.
Rosalind decides to talk to him in person, disguised as Ganymede. She talks about the poet who wrote of a girl named Rosalind.
To which Orlando tells her that he is sick with love and wants help.
I could help you, but only if you would call me Rosalind and come to my cottage every day and pretend to court me.
My love is so strong that I will do so. Tell me where the cottage is.
Come with me. I'll show you. On the way, you can tell me where in the forest you live. Will you come with me?
With all my heart, good man.
They stop where Orlando lives in the forest.
Touchstone falls in love with a woman named Audrey, and they become engaged.
Orlando failed to keep his promise to Ganymede, and Rosalind cries to Celia.
My friend, Silvius, will try to win Phoebe's heart, and I ask you to watch.
Silvius confesses to Phoebe and asks her not to reject him. He says that by being so cruel, she is worse than an executioner. Phoebe is not pleased with his comment.
I don't want to be your executioner. I ran away from you so that you wouldn't get hurt. You tell me there's murder in my eyes. It's a nice thing to say, and surely eyes, which are the most fragile things that even shut cowardly to dust, are very likely to be tyrants, butchers, or murderers.
Now, I'm frowning at you as hard as I can. If my eyes can really hurt anyone, then let them kill you.
Rosalind, watching all of this, decides to step in as Ganymede and defend Silvius. She says Phoebe is not beautiful enough to reject Silvius' love, and that she is lucky.
To Rosalind's surprise, Phoebe falls in love with Ganymede.
No man has treated her like this before, and that alone was enough to win her heart.
Please, don't fall in love with me. I am more fake than a promise from a drunk. Besides, I don't like you. If you want to know where I live, it's near that olive bush, just over there. Do you want to leave, sister?
Shepherd, keep trying with her. Come on, sister.
Shepherdess, think better of him, and stop being so proud. Even if everyone in the world could see you for who you are, no one would be as blind as he is.
I fell in love with Ganymede at first sight, much like he did with me.
Orlando visits Ganymede for his lessons in love. As Orlando courts Ganymede as if she were Rosalind.
Rosalind realizes she is more in love with him than she thought.
He leaves for dinner with the Duke Senior, promising to return 2 hours later. While Celia and Rosalind complain that Orlando is late,
Silvius arrives with a letter for Ganymede from Phoebe.
She was warning Pash Rosalind that the letter might be hurtful, as she looked angry while writing it.
Rosalind reads it to find another love confession. She asks Silvius to tell Phoebe that Ganymede will never love her unless she loves Silvius.
Orlando found a man asleep in the forest. He noticed that the man was being watched by a snake, but after scaring the animal away,
he found a hungry lioness ready to attack the man he soon discovered to be his brother, Oliver.
he turned his back twice, thinking of leaving me there. But his kindness was stronger than his desire for revenge.
And his good heart couldn't keep him from leaving his brother behind. He fought with the lioness, who quickly died, and the noise from their fight woke me from my sleep.
When we saw each other again, and told our stories while crying, for me, how I had come to that deserted place.
He took me to the noble Duke, who gave me fresh clothes, food, and drink, and left me to my brother's care.
Orlando then took me to his cave, where he took off his clothes and saw that he had a wound on his arm, where the lioness had bitten him. This wound had been bleeding the whole time. Orlando fainted while crying out for Rosalind.
Orlando then asked Oliver to apologize to a man named Ganymede.
Are you Ganymede and Aliena?
Oliver hands her a bloody handkerchief, saying it belonged to Orlando.
What happened?
Hearing this story, Rosalind fainted.
Easy now.
Celia and Oliver help her wake up.
Easy now. Just a sip of water. There you go. That's it. Breathe.
How Ganymede did not have a man's heart if he fainted so easily.
Oliver! Let her catch her breath.
Rosalind lies and says that she was only acting, and to tell Orlando how good of a teacher Ganymede was, but Oliver was not convinced.
Oliver meets Orlando, telling him that he is in love with Aliena, who is actually Celia, Ganymede's sister. He tells him that he plans to marry her and that once he does, he will give back their father's estate and belongings to Orlando.
I never thought.
While Orlando is happy for his brother, he admits to Ganymede that he misses Rosalind.
I promise you that you will marry Rosalind as soon as Oliver marries Aliena.
Phoebe enters with Silvius and accuses Ganymede of being cruel. Rosalind tries to encourage her to marry Silvius once again, but in the end, promises Phoebe that if Ganymede ever marries a woman, she would be the bride the very next day.
They all agree to meet at Oliver's wedding.
The following day, Ganymede enters the ceremony. He says that, as promised, Orlando was to marry Rosalind and that her father, Duke Senior, would allow it. Phoebe would marry Ganymede, if not, she would marry Silvius.
Once everyone agrees, he leaves once again with Celia.
Duke Sr. comments that Ganymede reminded him of his daughter. Rosalind returns from the forest, now without her disguise, along with Celia. With them is Hymen, the god of marriage.
Quiet, now! I will clear up any confusion. I'm the one who will bring the ending to these strange events. Here before me are 8 people who must join hands and be married, if what I tell them is what they feel.
To Rosalind and Orlando, no fight will ever break you apart. To Celia and Oliver, your hearts are together as one. To Phoebe, you must accept his love. To Audrey and Touchstone, you two belong together, like winter and bad weather.
Agrees to marry Silvius. Duke Sr., happy to see his daughter once again, allows her to marry Orlando. The happy couples dance and celebrate.
But are soon interrupted by Jacques du Bois, Oliver, and Orlando's other brother.
Let me have your attention for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Roland, and I bring news to this fine gathering. Duke Frederick, who heard that many noble men were coming to this forest every day, put together a powerful army to take this land
and kill his brother. They arrived at the edge of the forest, and there they met with an old religious man. They talked for a while, and in the end, the man helped Duke Frederick give up the war and this world to become a religious man himself. He now gives his crown to his brother and the lands back to his men.
I swear on my life that this is all true.
All celebrate and decide to return to court together. Orlando becomes Duke Sr.'s heir, and Oliver's lands and belongings will once again return to him. Jacques, however, decides to join Sir Frederick in the monastery. The play ends.